You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
Welcome, everybody, to episode number 100 of the Battered Heat Fans podcast. I am your host, Daniel Granada, and alongside me, I got Mr. Daniel Solana. How are you doing, sir?
Doing great. 100. 100. It's unbelievable, man.
Right.
Can't believe we made it to 100 already.
I know, and it took us, like 9 months?
Yeah.
Give or take, 9 months. Shout out to anybody. If you're watching, like and subscribe. We're trying our best to get to 500 subs. We've got to 100 in 9 months. So we've been putting out these episodes frequently. And how appropriate that we do this on July 7th, the day after it becomes official that Giannis is a Miami Heat member, and July 7th because, well, he's rocking the number 7.
Oh, you got it.
Nah.
That's the Dragon jersey?
The Dragon.
I thought you got it already. Although,
No.
talking about that, I thought it was fantastic what the Heat posted yesterday or what they came out with. Apparently, I was reading, if you had already purchased a number 34 Giannis, you can go to the Heat store, one of the Heat stores, you could swap it out for a number 7 Giannis. So shout out to the Heat for doing that.
Yeah, I mean, you have to do that though. Like that's crazy. I honestly thought that was a misstep by the Heat, to be honest with you. He's been a Heat member. Like, we knew that this was going to happen for 2 weeks now.
Right.
How at no point does anybody communicate with him like, hey, are you going to keep, like, we had the conversation on the show. I think I told you like 2 weeks ago or a week ago, I was like, I want to get it personalized, but I'm scared that he's going to change his number. I think I might have even said the 7, maybe 7, like out of nowhere. I just randomly said the number 7 because I thought this was a possibility. Why would the Heat not check in with him to make sure? Like, to the fact that they had the Heat store full of number 34s, that they did that welcome video and the license plate said freak with a 3 and a 4 instead of the E and the A. Like, I thought it was really weird because I felt like the Heat would be more prepared for something like that. I thought it was weird that they would have such a big misstep.
Well, I think it just came off of pure chance, right? I don't think it was something that Giannis had been thinking about for a long time. I know that he was on a stream yesterday and they kind of mentioned it, and he said, yeah, I might be number 7. A lot of people thought that he was joking, but it turns out then the reports at the end of the day were, hey, he was not joking. He will wear number 7. And shout out to Ryan Conwell, who was number 7 for a short period of time, and who now will be wearing number 4 for the Miami Heat next season. So yeah, a little bit of controversy already with Giannis coming down to Miami and his number, but I wonder why he chose 7.
3 plus 4.
You think so?
That's what I thought immediately. I was with my brother. We were driving home, so we were talking a lot. And he said maybe they're gonna do that some weird 6-7 thing with LeBron and Giannis. I said, no, that's not what they're doing.
Dude,
that's not what they're doing.
That would be genius.
Yeah, that's not what they're doing. But I don't know. Maybe because he's a big Kevin Durant fan, and Durant wore number 7 when he went to Brooklyn and he changed teams. I don't know. Who knows what the hell, why he did it? But I think that a single digit with so many letters across the back is kind of awky. Like, if anything, you should like ask if you can add a 3rd number, because that's a long ass name to have just a little number 7 on the bottom. Like, you should just ask for a 3rd number. But it's official. He is a member of the Miami Heat now. We could talk about it. You saw the advertisements, you saw the jerseys, you saw the merch. But he doesn't get introduced until July 16th. Why the hell do we have to wait 10 days? Is it because they want to introduce him and LeBron together?
That could possibly it. And we know that LeBron is still making his decision. Obviously, the reports yesterday that came out were LeBron is not going to meet with anybody, which
that's weird.
I don't think it's weird. I don't think it's weird. I think he's reached a point in his career, Danny, where he's 41 years old. He doesn't need to meet with anybody. His agent, Rich Paul, is going to meet with the teams and send him or give him a breakdown of what each one of the offers is, and then he's going to make a decision finally. Look, I know a lot of people
virtually he should meet with them.
See,
it's kind of weird.
I don't think so. I think he's old enough to where he's been in this league long enough. And look, usually I would come out and destroy somebody for doing this, but I just think that again, he's earned the opportunity to do this as being one of the best in the NBA for so long. I don't think he needs to meet with anybody. I think he already knows, especially the teams that are in the the front part of this LeBron sweepstakes with Golden State, Miami, and Cleveland. He already knows Miami and Cleveland. He already knows what he's getting. The only one would be Golden State because he's never played there. So, look, I heard Cleveland is still still the front runner. Miami's in there. There was a lot of talk by local, local journalists yesterday saying, especially like Dan Levitard, he was always talking about LeBron coming, but yesterday was the first time that I mentioned him saying, "Hey, he might not want to come here because of the Pat Riley situation."
Well, and that's what I was going to go with when you were talking about he's not going to meet with anybody and that Rich Paul's going to meet with everyone. A couple things. First, I think it's weird. Like if you decide that you're not going to talk to anybody because you're just going to make the decision based off of what you see from the team, okay, fine. But if you're going to make Rich Paul meet with them in your instead of you, then I think it's weird. It's like then you're saying like, all right, you talk to my guy, your people talk to my people, and they'll let me know what's going. Like I think that's kind of weird. Like if you're not going to talk to anybody, like you, Rich Paul, nobody's going to talk to anybody. I'm just going to make my decision based off of what I see is one thing. But like if you're sending somebody to go meet for you, I think that's weird, and that leads me to believe that I think Larry Lebertard's onto something because Pat Riley doesn't play that shit. Like he doesn't. And is LeBron really ready to come back to kind of play? Like, yes, he's earned the right, like you said, to do certain things. But I don't think the Miami Heat are going to bend over backwards for him. And he might want somebody that will, which Cleveland will. We know Cleveland will. So that does give me some doubt that he'll choose Miami, even though I think Miami is the best spot for him as far as competing for a chip.
Absolutely, no doubt. But I will tell you this, Danny, if he does choose Cleveland over Miami or Golden State, it's clearly because he wants that feel of comfortability or that feeling of being able to do whatever he wants to do without having to answer to anybody. Because we already know that that if he goes to Cleveland, that he owns the city, he owns the team, and
Right.
and they're not gonna step in and say no, you can't do this. Or I mean, he's gonna be able to do whatever he wants and he'll be able to bring
Right.
his entourage and he'll be able to do that. We know that stuff does not fly with Pat Riley. And so what Dan Levitard was saying was, does he want to be under the control of Pat Riley at this point in his career?
Mhm.
That's something that not a lot of players want, even at any point in their career. But
Much just ready to retire.
exactly. So I don't know, man. I still think the Heat are definitely one of the favorites. I still think that that it's the best fit for LeBron if he wants to go out and win a championship next year. I don't think Cleveland is a contender next year, even with LeBron. I also don't think Golden State is a contender with LeBron on the team, especially knowing that Jimmy Butler's coming back from a torn ACL. And I just don't think that Steph, LeBron, and Draymond Green is good enough to get by some of the top teams in the West.
I agree with the Warriors thing. The Cleveland thing, I'm starting to come around on because when I originally thought that it had to be like a sign and trade and they had to trade Jared Allen or Evan Mobley, then I was like, yeah, it doesn't work because then LeBron's gonna have to be the power forward. He's gonna have to worry about banging inside, getting rebounds, defending big bodies. But if he's signing for a vet minimum or whatever money they have to offer him, and they get to keep Evan Mobley, they get to keep Jared Allen. I mean, that's a fucking squad, man. If you have Davion Mitchell, James Harden, LeBron James, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen as your starting five, I mean, I'm not gonna tell you that I know the Cleveland's bench very well, but just that starting five, it's a fucking good starting five, man. Like
No
I've
outside
come
shooting.
around to think that.
No outside shooting.
The same thing that the problem that we're having. I'm sure that once LeBron gets there, he can find some people. Klay Thompson will go over there. Like he'll find people to go over there. Like they have the same issue we have. I like their if he goes over there, I like their starting five better than ours. You have Davion Mitchell, James Harden, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen.
No, Donovan.
I think that Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I said Davion Mitchell. We have Davion Mitchell, but we have Davion Mitchell and Pell Larson. I love both of them, but they're not Donovan Mitchell and James Harden. Like I think that
At this point, they're better, man. I think Pell Larson is better than James Harden. Look what Pell Larson did in the World Cup yesterday. In the
he
World
put
Cup
up 30.
31 points, baby. 31 points. Jovic is on a tear. I don't want to get too excited about Jovic, but dude,
Yeah.
Pell Larson, I think is going into a period right now where he's about to take off as an NBA player.
I can see that, but I don't think he's Donovan Mitchell.
Nah. But I think he could be better than James Harden. Come on, man. James Harden's done.
The thing is, we have Giannis and we have Bam, and I think that is the best big man duo in the league, and I feel like that should be attractive to LeBron. Like, dude, you just have to facilitate. You just have to be the point guard. Like, they're gonna take care of everything defensively. We're gonna be juggernauts. But again, all I'm saying is that I used to think like the Cleveland thing. Nah, no way, unless he just wants to retire comfortably. But then when I found out that they get to keep everybody that they have right now, I'm like, oof. Maybe that is attractive. Maybe because maybe they don't win it all, but they'll be competitive because that's a pretty good squad. So I don't know. I was a lot more optimistic until I found out that they don't have to trade him, but he's just gonna be able to just sign for the fucking vet minimum, whatever the fuck he's talking about.
Well, we can talk about all the other players that are becoming available or will become available, like DeMar DeRozan, who was waived by the Sacramento Kings. It's very possible Zach LaVine might be waived. It's very possible that Duncan Robinson at one point might be waived. So there's a lot of players that are on the market or that will be on the market that I think even if LeBron doesn't come, will still be very good for the Miami Heat, in this next little phase that they hit. I mean, look, obviously Klay Thompson is somebody that could come off the bench and play some decent minutes and hit outside shots. DeMar DeRozan, not the greatest outside shooter, but he's definitely somebody who can get you a bucket. Right. If you need a bucket, he can get you a bucket. So I think that would be a great signing for the Heat. Now, he would have to play a little bit differently than what he's used to playing, right? He's used to being on the ball. He's used to dominating the ball, looking for his shot. But obviously with Giannis and Bam, he might not be the second option. He might be the third option. And he's going to have to learn to live with that. So, yeah, man.
He's had the chance to dominate the ball in the second unit, though.
That's true. Didn't think about it that way.
You know who I think is going to be a player for the Miami Heat next year? And I mean, I haven't heard too much about it from anywhere, but I just feel like it's going to happen. Bradley Beal. Like on a prove-it deal. Like everybody doubts him for his health and just his career in general over the last couple seasons. I think he'd come over here on a prove-it deal just to show that he still has it. I could see Bradley Beal coming over here. I could see Bradley Beal and DeMar DeRozan being players down here. I don't know how that works. Like, are they waiting to see if LeBron comes because then they can't sign both? Like, I don't know. It's interesting because I know supposedly LeBron's going to take his time, but that kind of holds things up for some teams.
It does hold things up, and the Heat are one of those teams. The Heat are going to wait to see what happens with LeBron before making any other signings because they want to make sure that they have that flexibility still available if LeBron chooses not to come. So yeah, we're gonna, unfortunately, this is now a waiting game for Miami Heat fans, and we're gonna have to be patient over the next few days and see what's gonna happen. And yeah, it's gonna be tough because a lot of other teams are signing players, and you want to be part of that wave of being able to sign players and know who's gonna be on the team. But man, the Heat are no stranger to this, right? The Heat have picked up guys in September, in October, and they've done very well for this team. So the one thing that I could tell the fan base is we just have to have a little bit of patience, and hopefully LeBron does choose to come back, and we can continue to build around a big three of LeBron, Giannis, and Bam. Technically a big four because I'd throw Wiggins in there. I mean, I think he's that good. So yeah, man. The other thing, Danny, I wanted to mention, I don't know if you saw it, but the Heat signed a new shooting coach.
Yeah, I did see that.
What'd you think about that?
Dude, he has to me, I understand that Steph Curry is the best shooter of all time. but I think Ray Allen has the best shot of all time. Like I've never seen a smoother jump shot in my life, and I've watched basketball literally my whole life. Ray Allen to me has the greatest shot of all time, even though Steph Curry is undoubtedly the greatest shooter. But Steph Curry, he'll do these. Like he'll just randomly just run down and just throw it up and it goes in. Steph Curry's amazing. But as far as mechanics, the way just watching Ray Allen, I'm really excited to have him. Like, is that gonna translate? Is that really gonna help Giannis and everybody else? I hope so. I would hope so. But yes, I was very excited to see that Ray Allen got hired as the shooting coach. It goes back to our last episode when I said I'm still trying to find somebody that will let me customize the Jesus Shuttlesworth Heat jersey because that's something that I've wanted for a very long time and I haven't been able to get.
You might be able to get it now that he's affiliated to the organization. But yeah, Danny, I'm excited, man. I think that's fantastic. I agree. I think form wise, if they make an entire movie about basically about your shot, because that's what He Got Game was about him having an unbelievable shot. That's how you know that your shot is damn good. I mean, they made a movie about it.
Well, Stephon Marbury was supposed to be the actor for that movie.
Yeah, but come on. Stephon Marbury,
he turned it down.
He don't got game.
Yeah, I used to love that movie. But yeah, that's really awesome news because I do think that he should be able to help because when you're one of the greatest, you would figure like, look, you remember LeBron year 1 to year 2 with Miami once he met up with Hakeem Olajuwon? Like once you get the tutorial from a legend that's done it at the highest level, like that has to help out some way somehow. You saw what it did for LeBron with his inside game. I have no doubt that Ray Allen's going to help a ton of these guys on the team, right? It's not Giannis, it's not just Bam, like it's everybody. I'm sure he's gonna do great. I'm really excited for that. I thought he was coaching Gulliver though. I thought he was the head coach of like Gulliver or one of those high schools.
It might have been. I don't know. I didn't keep up with his coaching career after he retired from the Heat. I do know that he has a restaurant called Grow.
Yeah, I drive by it all the time
in South Miami, and I know that he still stayed connected to the South Florida community. So I mean, look, it's fantastic. It's fantastic that we got, and it goes back to what we've been saying over the last few episodes is that the Heat, no matter what, will always find a way to develop its talent, to make its talent better. That we saw it again. I want to take you back to Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh didn't have a consistent 3-point shot. He came to Miami. That's what he built. Bam didn't shoot threes ever. Now he's an okay, he can hit a three.
Yeah, okay. He's a 10th in him.
He's what, at high 20s, low 30s?
I'm curious. Let me check. But yeah, no, I know. Look, there's no organization in the NBA that can develop a player like the Miami Heat. That's why I always thought that was another selling point. It's like, hey, LeBron, you want your kids to develop and be as good as possible? Bring him to Miami with yourself. And I'm sure we'll get the most out of him. Like whatever his ceiling is, we'll get him there. So that's what I thought. And so Bam Adebayo 3-point percentage this past season, 32%. The highest he's been is 36, but 32 not bad. But like you said, his first season, 0%. I think he only took less than a handful of threes. Then it was 20%, then 15%, then 25%, then 0%, then 1%, then 36. Yeah, the last 3 seasons he just took a big jump.
Yeah. So it goes to show you that the Heat continue to develop their players even when they're in their on the team. And so yeah, I mean, look, I think it's fantastic. I think Ray Allen is really going to help Ryan Conwell. I've been watching him summer league.
Yeah.
He looks really
that's
good.
A great point.
And if he can develop that kind of stand and shoot in the corner and just be able to hit it at a 45% clip, I mean, that's just going to help that second out so well.
And Ray Allen's underrated part of him is his constant movement. You have to chase him around, kind of like a Steph Curry. His movement off the ball, getting open to get those shots. I hope that Ryan Conwell. That was a great point. I hadn't even considered that. Ryan Conwell could be somebody that really benefits off of something like this because he's already a great shooter in the collegiate level. That would be awesome. And he's such a volume shooter. We need him to be a little more efficient with Miami. But yeah, that's a great point. I'm looking forward to what Ray Allen can do with him. All right. Last bit of news. Tim Hardaway Jr. We thought that number 10 is never coming down. As it turns out, it's coming down. Your thoughts on the fact that Tim Hardaway decided to be, I don't know if it's a good dad or just kind of gave in. Like, I don't know what happened there.
Well, first of all, the story I think is fantastic, right? Just the story about it, I think it's great. The fact that you have a father who was a legend for a franchise, they retire his jersey, and now his son gets to come to that franchise, a franchise who he probably grew up rooting for because he's a local kid, like we know, was lived in Miami, went to Palmetto before he went to Michigan. And yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I don't think this has ever happened. I don't think a father and son have ever worn the same number for a team. Who knows? Maybe Bronny will wear 23 next year for the Lakers, and we'll make that another reality. But yeah, I don't think a father son duo has ever worn the same number for the same team. Now, shout out to Tim Hardaway because he said on a podcast, I don't remember exactly when it was, but he said, hey, that number 10 is never coming down, and he's going to have to get himself his own number. So I don't know what Timmy Jr. must have said to him over the last month or so, but whatever he did to convince him, dude, shout out to Tim Hardaway for being a badass and allowing his son to do that. Because, again, I think it's one of the coolest gestures and one of the coolest things that we're going to be able to see in the NBA.
So it has happened a few times. I don't know if Del Curry's jersey is retired in Charlotte, but Del Curry wore number 30 in Charlotte. Seth Curry went over there to Charlotte. He wore number 30 also. Gary Trent Sr. and Gary Trent Jr. both wore 33 for the Raptors. Dale Davis and Trace Davis. I know for sure Dale Davis' jersey isn't retired. They both wore 32 for the Warriors. And Larry Nance Sr. and Larry Nance Jr. wore number 22 for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't know how many of those are actually retired numbers for the teams, but
I don't think any of them are. Maybe
yeah, Del Curry and Larry Nance are the only two that are possible, but I don't know too much about those teams' histories to know. All right, well, episode number 100. Solana, it's been great doing this with you. Hopefully we get to 1,000 soon, and we can keep getting those subs up. Everybody keeps watching and appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Any final words?
I just want to give a shout out to my buddies that work with me over at the bank. They're excited, bro. They're big Battered Heat fans. By the way, they love the name of the podcast, and they said that they were going to join. I told them we were going to go 7:15. I said that they're going to join. So if they are watching, shout out to my buddies over at the bank. Eric, I know he's a big Heat fan, so shout out to them and thanks for the support.
Absolutely, I appreciate the support. And go get your number 7 gear. Actually, get your number 34 gear. That might be a collector's item at some point. He was number 34 for a solid hour or so. Did you see that stream he was doing yesterday? I think it's so weird when people are doing that. I'm so old. I look at those things and I'm like, ugh, what is this?
Well, the one thing that popped out from me from the whole stream was when folks started putting on the chat that LeBron was going to Cleveland. And they Giannis was like, really? Like he looked genuinely not upset, but maybe surprised.
You can tell he's hopeful.
The word. But then when they said, hey, no, that we're just kidding, he's like, oh, okay. So we can still get him. So he wants him here. Now, I hope that one, LeBron saw that. I hope two, that Bam and Giannis are doing everything they can, contacting LeBron, letting him know, yo, come here. Because I think that recruiting is important. And I think it would be important for LeBron to know that Giannis genuinely does want to play with him, and that he's open to having LeBron on his team. So, I mean, I honestly, I see what you're saying, that the streams, those kind of streamer things are weird. But at the end of the day, they could be a positive thing for the Heat and for Giannis and LeBron.
Well, go out and get your Goran Dragic jerseys out, dust them off. I got my Lamar Odom jersey I'm gonna wear today also. All number 7s. Because I got my Lamar Odom jersey I haven't worn in a while. I'm gonna rock that also, number 7. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. If you're listening on audio, leave us 5 stars and a comment. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe, and we'll be back hopefully soon. Hopefully some new news breaks. So until the next one, have a good one.